Hey everybody, I'm Eric from GameShampoo.com, and today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about WipEout 2048 for the PlayStation Vita. So this is one of the launch games for the Vita, obviously, and there's a certain stigma, maybe, associated with a lot of launch games. That maybe they're a little bare on the feature set, rushed out the door, something like that. Now, luckily, WipEout avoids most of these issues. This is actually one of the more fleshed out, fully featured games that you can find for the Vita, with several single-player offerings, with the main campaign mode consisting of zones mode, normal race modes, and battle modes being the main attraction for single-player. And there's also some multiplayer functionality there as well, which you have to input a code for, unfortunately an online passcode. So if you buy a used, beware of that. Not only that, but it also hooks up or syncs up with the PS3 in the multiplayer modes to allow you to compete against people who own WipEout HD on the PS3. So there's a little bit of cross-platform connectivity there as well, and we'll be going a little bit more into that in a later video. But as I was saying, it's a very fully featured game, and it's something that you'll be able to spend a lot of time with, which is important, especially during a launch period, because there might not necessarily be that much out there that you want to get right away for your system. Of course, all the features in the world would not matter at all if the gameplay wasn't good, and luckily it is. But if there's one downside I can come up with, it's that it does play it really safe. This is a WipEout game, and you probably already know if you're going to like it based on that description. I mean, it's almost to a T just WipEout HD, or even the PSP games, just on a different system, prettier graphics, and slightly better online functionality, I'd say. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because the WipEout series has always had really tight, really intuitive, really quick controls, and with this Vita version, you're going to find yourself snapping around the track really quickly, pulling off power slides, pulling off attacks really quickly, really easily. It's really sharp. It's very responsive to your control, to your input. So I'm going to give you a look at a few of the gameplay modes in the single-player portion of WipEout 2048, and I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, so now we're back. Unfortunately, there's no way to directly stream the video here to my computer, so I'm just going to have to use this view. But you can see I'm in the middle of a zones race right here. Zones is one of the several modes in the single-player campaign. Basically, you just keep going and you go faster and faster and faster until you dash yourself to pieces against the wall. And there are all these trippy visuals in the background to kind of distract you while you race. And you can see immediately this is a pretty nice looking game, but nowhere near as nice looking as WipEout HD for the PS3, even as that game did come out years ago at this point. It's still not quite that level of fidelity, and not quite that level of frame rate either. HD was definitely a 60 frames per second game. This game can certainly fall below that, although it's never really noticeable to the average player. That's not good. I'm just about to finish this mode up here, and then we'll take a look at some other modes as well. Alright, I made it. Now you can see that little green emblem that popped up when I passed the level. That means that I've passed. I'm free to, smash against the wall all I want. But if I keep going, I will actually get a gold medal for this level, which will give me more experience. And that's kind of a new concept to the WipEout franchise. and one of the few things that's really new from a gameplay perspective in this game. Experience will feed into an overall level that you have, and as you level up, you'll gain more ships, and you'll unlock new companies to work with, and those companies in turn will bring more new ships. So there is a level of progression, almost Call of Duty style, to this that was not present in other WipEout games. And as you can see, I'm about to die, so I'm just going to go ahead and die here so I can show off some other events. Also new in this game is a really slick touch-based interface. So you can see down here, I'm level 10 right now, and just click the check to proceed. I got a new event. So down here are all the events, and you can see kind of in the bottom and side right here there are actually scroll bars, almost like you're using a web browser. You can put 2 fingers on it, zoom in, zoom out, and you just tap the event that you want to go to. So let's go to a race event right now. Here are all the different conditions for the race. And you can see here, if I get a gold medal, elite pass on here, I'll actually get a trophy. So let's go ahead and play it. Now this is going to bring to light the absolute biggest problem with the game, and that is the load times. You can see up here in the corner, it tells you what percentage loaded it is. We're only at 25% right now. And yeah, these load times are rough, they're not pretty. And this is one of the only Vita games I've played that really suffers from such bad load times. I mean, I know load times are a huge issue with the PSP, especially around its launch, but seems like most Vita games are a lot better about it. So here we go, we're into the race finally, and I am not in a very good vehicle for this, but we'll see how it goes. The vehicles have different specialties, just like in a lot of other WipEout games. So this one's more of a combat-oriented car, not really, or I guess hovercraft. Not so much speed-oriented, just like what I usually like to go with. Oh man. So again, it's a fast game, but not quite as snappy as WipEout HD on the PS3 is. And if you own that game, with all the people who just picked this game up, there should be a new influx of people to play online against. This is a great game and one of the better launch games on the system, but if you already own HD, you almost might be better off just playing that if online is your real preferred mode in that game. Otherwise, I mean, like I said, there is a lot of single-player content to chew through here. And there are plenty of secret races like the one I just unlocked to keep you busy after you've finished with the critical path. See, I'm only picking up rockets here. That's because a lot of races have unique conditions, and this one just so happens to be the only weapons you'll get are rockets. Oh, and I earned a trophy. I got the elite pass. So that is a brief look and some impressions of Wipeout 2048 for the PlayStation Vita. Overall, I'd say it's a great game. It controls great. There's a lot of content for you to sift through. The online performance is stable, solid, and the interface is really intuitively designed. It's just like using a web browser, and it's really cool. However, the load times are pretty much unacceptable, and the gameplay itself has changed little, if at all, since past iterations. So, that in mind, I would give Wipeout 2048 an 8 out of 10, a solid purchase if you're a Vita owner. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you later.